Anthropic released something just a few days ago called Claude Design. Such a powerful addition to the Claude ecosystem, so much so that one of the board members on the Figma team actually resigned. What we're going to be doing today is we're going to be going through the Claude Design edition, and I'm going to be walking you guys through some of the stuff that you're capable of doing on Claude Design. It's a tool that takes one sentence of plain English and produces a full prototype. Hand it directly to Claude, and it will ship you a production code. Okay, I'm going to open it right now, and we'll kick off a full real demo. And while Claude builds this live, I'll walk you through every feature and tell you what's actually new. Here's just some of the examples that you can see, or some of the things that you can actually do with Claude Design. And just the examples within themselves are pretty phenomenal. Like, you can play around with them, and it's super interactive. And you can actually see the colors and the modification happening live as you just go through with it. And this is pretty phenomenal because you can go from an idea to a full prototype in less than 15 minutes. This is something that is quite game changing because it reduces the cognitive friction, or just the overall friction, in comparison to doing this on Claude Code or an IDE, into something that's live and easy for you to manipulate. I guess if you're a heavy user, this is something that you can just put in Claude Code or an IDE, anti-gravity, cursor, whatever that you prefer to use, and it would build you a prototype. However, now on Claude Design, you can do it quite easily. So what you're going to do, you're going to go to claude.ai, and the first page is here. So you go project name, prototype, you got slide deck, you can go from a template, you go other, and once you create a project name, let's go demo website, it'll build us a demo website. So as I've just opened it, we'll kick off a real demo, and while Claude builds it live, I'll walk you through every feature and tell you what's actually new. The full setup guide and every prompt in this video, I'll drop it in the description, grab it after. For now, just watch, okay? So once you go to claude.ai, okay, it's included with every Claude Pro, Max, or Team plan. You don't need a new subscription. If you're already paying for Claude, this is already in your account. And I'm going to paste a prompt, no template, no starter file, very, very simple, very, very easy. And what it's going to do is just going to generate us a design. So I'll paste this prompt in here, very quick and easy, and just press send. As that goes through, okay, it's going to take maybe 5 to 10 minutes. We're going to go through some of the features. It's not going to take too long. So the model behind this is Opus 4.7. Just got released recently, and it is said to be the most powerful visual model that Claude has right now. It handles images up to 3.75 megapixels, which is 3 times the resolution of the previous Claude models. And that matters here because Claude is looking at what it just rendered, and it's reasoning about it visually, not just through HTML. And this is where it becomes a game changer. Every screen you see on the right panel is real, clickable, interactive, full prototype. And not just a picture, not a PDF, a working front end. And that's the shift. As you can see on the left-hand side, it has this lovable type of chat where you see every single thing that is occurring. And you can actually go through and it'll tell you exactly what works, the testimonial, the pricing and everything. And it's quite phenomenal. If you need to make a few tweaks, you can just ask Claude to make a few tweaks on here. If you need to edit, it also has the capability of you just going through and picking exactly what you want to edit in section by section. And go for the standard stuff in this tab, full screen, new tab. It is a pretty hands-on, pretty easy experience. It's very user-friendly. And this is one of those things where back in the day, it would have taken you a lot of time. You can start with 4 different things, a text prompt, which I just did. You can upload a sketch. You can do it using voice. You can import using a PNG. You can connect it to GitHub, link a folder. What you want to do is, if you're on a certain brand design and you already have a Claude code base or folder that you've already created, you're just going to import it based on the link folder tab. And once you can attach certain things, you can attach certain things, and you can also choose the model. The best visual model right now is Opus 4.7, and Claude reads the content, it designs around it. So during onboarding, Claude reads your code base or your design files, and it builds the design system, your colors, your typography, your components. Every project after that, it will use your brand automatically once you have it saved in a folder. I think that's one of the most beautiful things about this is you don't have to keep reiterating the same things. Once you have it in a folder and you've saved it in a folder, it saves your brand design and your system design. And you can run more than one design system or multiple brands or sub brands in each, and each would get their own, ideally. All right. So another thing that's actually really, really cool is, as you can see, it even has the forms to submit another request. It doesn't have the URL paste where you can go to a website, copy the URL, and then just paste it in there, unfortunately. That could be something that they may add in the future, which I think they will. What you can do alternatively is take a screenshot of the website that you're trying to clone or you're trying to duplicate and paste it in there. Okay, so it'll recreate that product or that design quite well based on what I've tried so far. This is the part where the workflow changes completely. In Claude Design, you just described it. The inline elements, comments on specific elements, the direct text editing. There you go. You've got a full landing page all in one prompt. Now, let's go to the CTA form. So the CTA form is right here, which I just showed you. And let's come back here. Where are we? Start an intake. I just filled that out very, very quickly. Submit another one. And you've got a working CTA form. The margin for entry is just so much lower now that it's just absolutely phenomenal. And if you want to make modifications, we just make modifications, just purely basically simple sentences, and it will make the changes with you, for you. And it makes things just so much easier. And this lovable style editing is also very cool. I'm kind of curious how sites like Lovable are going to take this on, because it looks very similar to Lovable. And there you go. It's made the few changes that we wanted. And even if you want, you can just go back here. Let's go tweaks. Let's say, we'll just make changes for you. The barrier for entry is just so much easier. And this is just a very simple landing page. Obviously, you can make this as complex as you want. You can go as crazy as you want, just based on these examples that we've just gone through. And if you just look at this, the full prototype ready and it's presentable, and you can just share this to your team, whatever you're designing, and you can share it very, very easily. And let's do one more thing. Let's go back and let's create a pitch deck. And there you go. You can also just have a look at what it's actually creating. Let's see, what has it done? It's verifying, turned on some tweaks. Now it's just creating us a pitch deck. And let's see how that pitch deck goes. Okay, so now let's just do something different. So here we go. We went through with the quick pitch deck. And if you have a look at the pitch deck, it's really awesome and it's really cool because you've got a full pitch deck within a couple of seconds, and it will generate you the full 6 slides, and you can make modifications here. I think this is probably one of the biggest things, the best thing about it is the editing capabilities of just editing certain sections and editing certain things is really cool in comparison to just editing based on the Claude app. And within the 6 slides, every single slide is on brand. It's exportable as a PowerPoint to an email to an investor, and it's exportable to Canva for a designer to polish as well, and as a PDF. And this is insane because there's really no other design tool that I've seen, but could be wrong. What I've noticed is when you're using Claude Design, text is a lot more accurate in comparison to before, and there's a lot less typos, significantly less typos. And then something that's actually invaluable is that you can just click share and hand off to Claude and Claude Code. And from there, you can make it totally production ready within seconds. So when you hand it to Claude, it's very, very easy. You just go share, you go hand it off to Claude Code, and this button packages the design system, the component tree, and the intent into a bundle. You paste the one command on Claude Code, and Claude Code builds the production version as real, deployable code. And so what you do is you copy and paste this directly into your Claude Code. So let's go to our terminal. We'll go Claude. So you're going from idea to interactive prototype to production code all in one session without leaving Anthropic's ecosystem. That's massive. That's a strategic play. Anthropic isn't selling a design tool. It's selling a closed loop from idea to shipped product. And 3 things Anthropic is not saying in their launch post is 1, this is a research preview. The product can change overnight. The pricing can change. Limits can change. Don't build mission critical workflows on this yet. It is cool. And 2, the collaboration is basic. Multiple people can view and chat with Claude Code together, but it's not fully multiplayer like Figma yet, where you can see each other's cursors moving. If your design team lives inside Figma for real-time collaboration, you're not leaving that yet. And number 3, the brand import is only as good as your code base. So clean code base, clean extraction, messy inline styles, random utility cases, you just get a muddy output, garbage in, garbage out. Right now, Figma owns 80 to 90% of the professional UI, UX designers. I don't think designers are going to be leaving Figma tomorrow. That isn't really changing. But the non-designer who used to need the founder, the marketer, the PM, that person just got replaced by a prompt. Although, here's my honest take. Anthropic bit the hand that fed them. Their chief product officer was on Figma's board. 2 months ago, Figma launched Code to Canvas, a feature designed to bring Claude Code output into Figma. That partnership was a mutual bet. And 3 days ago, Mike Krager resigned from the board, and today, Anthropic launched the product that competes with Figma's core business. So even though they are technically competing with Canva, it seems like Canva is quite open to the collaborative space with Anthropic, and just based on this review by the co-founder, Melanie Perkins. Although if we look at Anthropic and we look at AI, and let's also look at Microsoft launching their own MAI models 2 weeks ago, these labs are no longer model providers. They're full stack product companies. And every partnership right now is kind of temporary. My question to you guys is, do you think Anthropic made the right call building this in-house, or did they just burn a relationship that got them here? If you want to go deeper, in our community, we share a bunch of this stuff, the workflows, the agents, and all that kind of stuff. So do join our school.com. It's totally free, and I will see you in the next video.